Hey, this is Asher, and if you hear that synth guitar wave, you know it's Dyson Sphere Program again, where we are a happy little robot, and we're actually starting on the ice planet today because, as the stream title says, I need a lot of CPUs. This thing, what we're going to be exploring today, is a lot of sort of the late game challenges and the bottlenecks that we're going to try to have to deal with because you have some things you need to make, and one of them is the central processing unit, which you can see I am doing my best to build and build and build, and I've kind of upped my production. I've put my production off world, and you can see I have everything I can possibly get here. I'm trying to shove as much silicon into this production as I can. But one of the things that's I'm going to run into here before too long is that I'm probably going to run out of silicon before anything else in the system, because as you know, my home system doesn't have silicon. This planet has very little silicon, so we're going to need to go off-world, but it's like I have a big computer chip looking thing making computer chips, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's not the only thing that's going on here. I'm just going to go ahead and fly from here just to start, because we do have the Dyson Sphere that is very slowly but very surely doing its best to build. So let's go ahead and just make a quick flyby here since we got the spare energy for it. I have been having to do the babysitting of early access, where I do have ships that have decided once again to warp between planets without the warp cells, and I've tried to set it up now where I put a bunch of warp cells in a box for them to constantly refill the tower. Thanks Reddit for that. Hopefully it'll work, but I ended up building a second warp tower just to be like, damn it, somebody just get it right. But I guess one little update decided to make it so that I will get the Dyson Swarm again along with the Dyson Sphere going around, and I'm actually on the other side. My home place that I'm looking for is actually on the other side of the gas giant, so that's fun. And the gas giant's another thing we're going to focus on a little bit today, because one of the things I need to do is, and you can see a ship actually warp in from the Shadir system, which is excellent. But one thing I need to do is I'm trying to focus on building this Dyson Sphere, and we'll take a little bit of a closer flyby here today. There we go. That's some pretty good stuff. I don't know if that's exactly the picture that we want, but we're gonna take it to the bank anyway. Good stuff there. So we have a lot of little bow ties going around for our sweater, and if you're not sure what in the world that is talking about, I'm going to go over it about right now, because we got about like 50 things to talk about. That gas giant, we're going to work on harvesting it. CPUs, we're going to work on harvesting it. But one of my big goals here is to try and make more things to launch stuff into space, because I need more computer chips, specifically quantum chips, which requires CPUs. But you can see eventually, to get more things launched into space, we need to have things that are assembling small carrier rockets, and quite frankly, I only have one of these that's even working. I want to be able to get all three of them working, but I need more quantum chips to make that happen, but I also need quantum chips for research. It's a mess. Hey Spartan Blue, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing good today. And yeah, so we're just pretty much going to be building here, because we've got a few different things we're trying to do. I'm trying to get more deuterium in here and more CPUs in here. You can see those are getting sent from my other planet, so I'm going to get big bursts of them from time to time. The deuterium is going to be a bigger issue, but I'm going to be harvesting that gas giant for more of it, because right now these are not producing very fast, and it's starting to make it so that I have to drain my storage here for my little cell or graviton lenses. In fact, I'm actually out of that now, so that could raise some problems. No, it's okay. Any raid, anybody dropping in, I am perfectly happy with. I will be happy to stream even for an audience of 0 if that means that somebody picks up and looks at the VOD later. So appreciate you dropping by, or sticking around, whatever you decide to do. But one nice thing is that I do have all these crystals finally coming in here. So if we look at the production line from last time, this is what's going on with quantum chips right now. We actually finally have a backup of these crystals. We have assembling machines trying their best to make titanium glass. So we're back to a backlog of CPUs, which is what I'm trying to fix. But unfortunately, CPUs need to go everywhere, and I'm going to be getting big dumps of them from time to time. But I could probably even use to build some more assembling here. And on top of that, we are still trying to get rocket launches into the Dyson Sphere. Let's go into that little build mode real quick just so we can see, because I did finally finish the research that lets me go into the next realm. Now, this is still a really big thing, and some of the advice I've gotten is, you know what, if you don't want to bother with this, you can always just do a second layer, have these things stop building that and start focusing on the second layer. But I kind of like the big ambition of, can we make a big thing go even faster? So just so that it's at the beginning of the VOD for anybody who's looking for it now, let's go over this one more time for how this whole building thing works. So pretty much what happens is that you have nodes, and you draw from those nodes with either of these tools, either the curve node or the other thing, and then you fill in the gaps. And it's very click intensive, very click heavy, but it's not like the most difficult thing to work with unless I accidentally miss there, but then we just delete. And wow, two misses in one go. That's exciting, but I guess I'm gonna blame the planet spinning all around me right now. And is that the last one? Yes. So like I said, actually designing this thing is a lot easier than I expected. The one big surprise I had was that you do need to unlock technologies to straight up actually build beyond the equator of the star, which is, I'll be honest here, it's a little gamey. I'd love to see that change as the early access goes on, but I get why they have it as a solution. Yeah, thanks. It's totally fine. Like I said, real job, definitely issues. I'm kind of lucky in that I'm my own boss, but I definitely feel it some days where it's like, shit, I need to wake up. So yeah, thanks for dropping in, and have a good night, or morning tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, we're painting this here. It's going to be a bunch of diamonds that eventually will go up here. I have 2 more texts to unlock, but we're just going to do the same thing on the bottom real quick. It's just bloop, bloop, bloop. And if I was opening up video editing software on stream or whatever, I could totally just be like, let's speed up this portion so that we can get to the exciting parts. But the exciting part for this stream is all the building and all the little steps. So that's exactly what we're going to enjoy here today, because there is a lot of little steps. In fact, the end game, I thought I was like, man, I'm so close to building a Dyson Sphere. I wish this game would just kind of let me do some stuff sooner, but I tell you what, at least due to some mistakes of my own making, but also just because of the design of the game, getting towards the end of the tech tree does not feel like the game's hardly finished now. It feels like I've still got a lot of work to do, and some of that is making up for mistakes. But some of it's just from me trying to make things work. But I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to stick with this entire save to build the whole sphere, because this is going to take a very long time. As you can see from here, we just increased our build points from 9,000 to 15,480, and we only have almost 1,000 there. So we're 1/15 of the way done. And once again, that is okay. I gotta actually find the star here so we can take a look at it, because of course it's nighttime now. But we are not very far in on our project. We have some progress, don't get me wrong, and that looks fantastic right there. But we are just beginning the end process. And let's see. I have to babysit a lot of these hydrogen things that are producing here. But one thing that we're going to focus on as well is, I got a few comments on this from people who watch the YouTube video here, is being able to make these buildings, which are orbit collectors. And what they do is they will go ahead and harvest materials from the gas giant here, and I'm pretty sure it's actually limitless. Yeah, so this one does give a lot of hydrogen and gives a lot of deuterium, and you can see there's a ship that's not going towards it right now. I had a hope that maybe it would. And the deuterium's not very high, but if I put enough collectors up there, it'll be enough to take care of my needs. But unfortunately for me, The materials required to build this, the logistics towers are fine. It's the other stuff. The supermagnetic ring, the reinforced thrusters, and the accumulators, those all take quite a bit of energy, or quite a bit of resources to build on their own. So one thing I'm going to be focusing on today is trying to automate all these processes. Because why not? Right, okay. I've got to pay close attention here because a lot of these things are being used right now, but I'm not necessarily exporting from all of these yet. This is partially me just trying to think ahead and say, you know what, let me get what I can together. Let's see, how many do I have? Some assemblers here. I probably want to build a few more. And I hate that I'm going to continue to do this for a bit, but old habits die hard. I do have some areas where I can do better on stream to actually pick up some of these things, but for now, if we're just flying over stuff that's producing this, I'm just gonna take it right off the belt. As you can see, there's actually a little bit of a copper shortfall. That's kind of exciting in a way. Of course, the thing that I said I can take it off the belt, I literally can take it off the belt if I want to. Let's see. Can I build any more assemblers? Because we're gonna need a few. What am I short on? Once again, the game sometimes gets a little buggy with what it says you have and what it says you don't have. But if we look at our research here, right now I'm researching research speed. And that's almost done. That only takes purple. That's to try and build up my backlog for green cubes. And you know what? I'm actually going to cheat here a little bit, because it's something I've been meaning to do. I have a lot of green cubes in storage, which is very exciting. It's going to make my research look really fast, but my production's still pretty slow. But I need to take some of these. And the reason I need to take some of these is not just because I need to build more of these, which I do. Let's build 6. But because if I'm going to be supplying my interplanetary stations, I'd much rather do it with these warp cores, because it will let me just make a crap ton of these at a lot higher speed, and then I can just make 80 of them and drop them off places, because I'm super paranoid about my interstellar towers being really dumb. So, like I said, I got a few things I want to automate, but there's some homework I've got to check on here first. Like, how are you doing? See, we don't have a lot of warp cells here, but you're not importing anything from faraway lands. You don't have a lot of warp cells, but you're not importing anything from faraway stars. And you're supposedly supplying these, but we're actually not producing those right now. So this is the fun part of being in Spaghetti Nation right now, is that when I make another save, and like I said, it may be sooner rather than later if I keep getting sick of running around here for a while, but when I make another save, eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to really bust my butt to make sure things are organized, because this is the first planet I've made and played through here. So there are a lot of things where it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But see, we have 37, these are called space wrappers, space warpers. I keep calling wrappers because I misread it and someone else misread it in a comment section. But we want to make sure these have 50 at all times. So I'm going to try to really make that work. Alright, can we build more of these? Let's just keep going. That's more valuable to me than research right now. Alright, and I apologize for looking for the left so much. I keep seeing stuff flash up, and I'm like, I don't want to miss people if they follow or like or comment, and my brain's just like, is it this, is that? But once again, we need CPUs. Fortunately, CPUs we have a lot of resources for. The problem is that it takes silicon, which I may just need to go to another star system and have that start getting sent in, which is fine if we do. In fact, I could probably go ahead and, well, I was expecting to be able to build more smelters than that, alas. Anyway, we're going to be doing our second line of assemblers here, and our primary goal. It's funny, I had started to dig CPUs over here, but I realized because of my CPU shortage, if we just look at the production here, is that these are not getting fed enough. And it's what I'm short on is not the CPU so much, it's the pane filter, or it was. So that's something that I do kind of want to rectify. Because right now it's okay, but we're gonna kind of need everything. So where do I want to start? We need CPUs. I just kind of want to go through the terrible spaghetti inflow here, because these are also going towards purple research, which is kind of a bummer. I could try to produce more CPUs right here on land, but unfortunately one thing that I'm going to run into is that I just have some planet supply problems. Now I can't look at the planet that's in that system, because one thing I want to double check and see is if there's silicon that I can mine out of those places. I should really go ahead and do it, because my silicon is going to run dry, and I need even more CPUs, as the theme of the video is. It's always funny. I ran into this last time too. It's like I was going to start by shoring up this production, but it turns out what I need to shore up ever still is my CPU backlog. You can see I have a ton here because they get split out from this. You can see we're getting 74 more in, so it's like it's not like they totally don't exist, it's just that I need more. Now to make a CPU, we're going to need copper, silicon, and iron. And we have 2 of those 3 over here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change this tower. I'm going to make myself cry a little bit as we have level 3 research done. Okay, so we're full of titanium ore now. Ouch. Got crit with for like 9,000 titanium ore right there. Actually probably dropped some as well, so hey, let me show y'all something I learned how to do from like everyone barking at me in the comments about it. Control click. Alright, control click. Now I've got a ton of titanium around, so that's not too big of a loss. As kind of silly logistically as it is to have sunk those resources in, but I'm just going to try to go for, I'm not sure if it should be raw silicon here or high purity silicon. I have both being produced. I probably really should do high purity silicon because I don't have much use for that here, but we're going to do remote demand. And alright, we're getting some brought in. So my supply problems may be, I may not need to like reinvent the wheel. That'd be amazing if it was just me misplaying the situation and missing that. I would much prefer that to other things, especially if I have a supply of silicon somewhere. Now if I'm trying to pass in my silicon, we have silicon going over here for CPUs. I guess what I need to do here in this case is, first off, something that I really neglected earlier on in the game is, you know, all this beautiful ocean water and stuff? We just need to pave over it. Everything needs to be paved over like a Wadkratz villain. That means I'm going to need more stone. We know where the stone is because we love spaghetti. So I've been producing some CPUs off planet. Now we're going to be producing CPUs on planet and trying to inject them straight into the line, which means I'm going to need assemblers. I have 11. So that's not terrible. Is this my stone? Yes. Not the greatest. What I should have is something that's making stone for me. But it's fun because I have so many different things to do. And I'm just sitting here like, what was I trying to build now? I'm trying to build foundation, right? Alright, so look at how long that's all going to take. Let's just fix that. Let's just fix this right now. You know what? Actually, I'm supposed to have a stone box over here. So this is really just a massive waste of time now. See, things that I could organize better later. So how do we take this off again? I think it's, well, quick construction mode. Yeah, that's right click there. Alright. That's better. Alright. But yeah, one of the things I did early on is really neglect the importance of flat land and working around stuff, so all we're going to do here today is just literally pave the crap out of this area. And we're going to be making kind of a mall over here, because I want to be making some stuff to harvest some gas giants. I want to make some stuff that's going to let me, as I got a ton of steel here. So yeah, we're just going to say environment, you know what, everybody's living in their happy little digital world right now. So we'll make that work. But anyway, I'm a little disjointed at first, but it'll come to me pretty soon. All right. So for all this crap we had here, we don't have a ton of smelters, and I actually think I'm missing out on power supply as well. Okay, that's a little fun. We're gonna cheat here real quick. I have a little power resupply station over here just to be cute. But we don't need all those. And then we have no shortage of these. So there we go, just one of these. Now what am I missing to make these? Is it just glass? Suddenly the silicon ore doesn't sound so bad. Although I could make glass from pure stone too, but we'll figure that out later. Because for now we're just gonna plant that when we have a chance. Anyway. So we need 3 things here. We need silicon plates, we need copper, and we need iron. Okay, I do kind of hate how it's forcing me to make a little sideways loop here, but we'll figure it out. And then we'll put the and yeah, I hate that I forgot to do this. This may be putting the cart before the horse a little bit. So this is going to be our iron line. No, this needs to be our copper line, because we don't need a ton of iron. We just need a little bit. So there's me doing this. So we're still producing. Can we produce more smelters? No, because once again we need stone. Everything today requires stone. Apparently it's a stone day. Well, we'll keep our foundation for when we inevitably run out of room right here. Like, I parked that titanium right in the middle of where I was going to build. Pro gamer move. Alright, so stone's fortunately not that far away. How many of you can I build now? What? I love this. It doesn't know what material I lack. This is early access at its finest. So apparently I'm missing iron plates. Not much you can do about some of this other than just accept that sometimes game's just gonna game you some. There we go. Anyway, we go up here. So we did some off-world CPU production. We're going to do some on-world CPU production now. We're just going to go ahead and move these titanium boxes over here. Oh, so much faster. Alright. Yay, now people can complain about me not doing other stuff. Because I did do that. Okay. So I had all my best laid plans worked out before, but I don't have like any sort of prefab thing here. So we're just gonna try our best to make it work with 2 smelters. Oh, I can actually build some power lines. Nice. Because I'd like to save putting out the other stuff until maybe I know a little bit more about what I'm up against. Alright. Alright, I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but it's the way we're doing it for now. Gotta leave room in case I need a 3rd smelter, so let's not break that on accident. So copper, things I've already produced so much of in this game, but we are really working on automating the crap out of everything here. So here's our iron lines, here's our copper lines. I think how I'm going to do this is just try to future-proof it a little bit. And how can I not build this now? Okay. So apparently the game is getting mad at me trying to build anything here. I really, there's stuff I just can't build. Alright. Figure that out in just a second. Let's go ahead and feed these. Because half of what I need is right here. The other half of it's right here. Yay, happy little clicks. Alright. It's so weird. I mean, it's funny, but it's a little weird. That it's just like, you can't do this. But anyway, all I'm going to do is just put a splitter up here, run this line over here, and then try to keep these 3 together. Alright. Now if you press tab, it lets you do this different ways, and then you press R to rotate it. It's a little bit dangerous to be building on the hemisphere that I'm building on right now, but I've done enough building here that I think I'm probably going to be okay. But we can just press up once to feed this out of the top. As long as we put this like over here and just drop it back down. Alright, so how do we want to do this? I want to have 2 of these here. Alright. I think the most common ratio I found, we're gonna be short on the regular simpler materials, aren't we? Yep, okay. Cute. Like I said, it's really fascinating that at the end of the day I'm running out of the basics. Now I can make 5 of those, so that's good. Alright, now this is where we get power hungry. I really need to automate making these too, but this is going to be kind of our power campus. So there we go. Those are also really easy to spot as I'm going around. So let's throw our resource train over here. So iron plates. So it's really nice that this is one of the easier things to build. Alright. And then all we're going to do down here is run these the opposite way. And the reason for that will become apparent in just a minute, but part of it is so that I can make it expandable, because inevitably I know I'm going to need to build more of something. I'm just kind of fooling around with how much I need to build. Let's see, so CPUs, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. And I'm just alternating for now. There's no great reason for that, but then happy little sorters. That does not take iron. Alright. So let's do the CPU as the inside line. Or the motherboard, chipboard, whatever you want to call it, as the inside line. And we'll do these as the outside lines. Cool. Hopefully I'm learning from what I did in the on my little ice place here. So if I just run this down here, I guess technically I ran this too far down, because all I need to do functionally is to have 3 lines. It can grab from 2 of these and spit out into 1. The problem that I ran into before is that with those 3 lines is that my my parts would get just a little too hungry, but if I misalign them, I can probably make it work. So let's try this. Just rough draft. And like I said, some of this is a little scary because we're on a higher part of the planet. If you look at our longitude and latitude over here, we're kind of far down to the south. So like if we go down into here, you can see the grid changes. That's something that we have to be mindful of. Okay, so if we put these producers here and just offset them by 1, it's going to be theoretically as follows. So grab 1, grab 1, set out, then set out. So there's a method to this that I'm terrible at. Because we want to be dropping everything on the middle line. But this doesn't work unless you like have things offset by 1. Because otherwise you don't have room to actually grab. And this is why I do some stuff off camera first, just so I can test it and like find out where my design flaws are. No, almost had it. It's always that last little spot that says, okay, this is going to be our things that are making CPUs. So we're going to have 8 CPU producers, 7 CPU producers. That was definitely the wrong time to delete. All right, so you're out, you're out. Okay, you're grabbing from here. You're grabbing from here. Okay, I guess I'm overthinking this a little bit, because I can totally grab from these sidelines back here. So I'm overcomplicating this. It's okay. So like you're gonna grab from this line, which means you're probably gonna need stuff from that line. Cool. Let's try it. Alright. Sure, somebody watching at home saw that. Alright. So, can we make some magic here? CPUs. We have a bunch of off-world production. We're going to try to go for some crazy on-world production strats. I'm trying to make things a little more compact. And the funny part is, I don't know if 8's going to be enough. But yeah, we are definitely eating our resources right now. So how many more producers can I do here? See, here it goes again. You can see the planet curving a little bit, and we're going to get a grid change here soon. So we gotta watch our logistics really well. But the other nice thing is that if I really want to, I can put some more assemblers over here. Oh, that one doesn't have power. Cute. But I can put some more assemblers over here and grab some more titanium, which is what I think I'm gonna need to do. Or not grab the titanium, grab the shit, whatever it's called. Grab the thing. But I'm going to run all three of these over here because I'm going to make this nice and organized. Oh, what in the world? There we go. But my plan here is to make this line super organized so that when I'm building more stuff down here, like I'm going to run this past this build area here, and eventually this water is going to be filled in, and we're going to make our happy little, I guess what's the word for it? Shopping mall. Place where we can just pick up high need stuff. So we're going to do one more CPU, because it looks like we're not short on the CPUs. So maybe we do one more CPU and 3 of the microcrystalline components. I don't really know what's in these CPUs, it's just witchcraft. I'm just a robot. They feed me the designs and I just up the workflow. But these things manufacture slower, so it's no shock if I need more of them. And you don't have power. Cute. Alright. Alright, so whose line is it anyway? Okay, that's not what we wanted. I still do that sometimes. I like grab the path and make it do the wrong thing. Alright. So how are we doing on silicon here? We're burning through it. But we'll get a bigger supply from somewhere. Clearly we're stocking silicon. How many more CPU producers I'm gonna need? Let's see if I can cheat and make 2. Okay, we're actually running a deficit on copper right now. That's exciting. Because I can always just run these ore lines down to and put a smelter wherever. That's the nice thing about learning from my mistakes is that I have an opportunity now to... The game's not over. I'm just going to be building with much more efficiency in mind than before, where it's just like, oh, this is fun. Let's build all the things. Alright, so 3 copper. Looks like that's going to be good enough. Alright. So let's build 5 of you. Non-education geometry bites us all eventually. Yeah, sorry if you posted that earlier, because that's a good point, but let's see. You know I've not always been a numbers guy anyway. I tend to pay attention more to like holistics. Because you can see now it's like I have a backup of everything, but that's not going to last very long. Because I'm going to try to make this as expandable as I can. Which means we're going to need to run this line. We're going to need to run this line up, aren't we? Okay, well, it looked nice while it lasted. I think that'll be fine. And then we'll drag this way, because eventually, if I'm running these 3 things under here, I want to be able to at least see it. Alright. Cool, so is there going to be market competition between CPUs produced on the ice planet versus this planet? Is someone going to say one runs better than the other? Does it really matter? It might matter. Need to... Oof, don't need to do it like that. Okay. Alright, so let's see if I can get the pattern right again. So this here, this here, this here, this here, this here, and this here. So just misalignment does the trick. Ah, yeah, no, Elucid's a good point. I always think of him as the fly guy. Because I learned that about the same time as when I was stuck at my grandmother's house and was just busy staring at ceiling panels that were big squares. Just like that. I thought, well, what ground-shattering thing am I going to be inventing here, stuck? And I'm not sure the answer. So this production seems okay. It's going to get backlogged by this, but I can build some more and run it over. It's going to be a little ugly, but I can do it. Like, I can just tuck it over on the side and just use a sorter to sort it out. Unlocking level 3 sorters would probably be a really good idea. We still have not gotten any deuterium yet, so another thing we're going to need to do with some of this area, let me go ahead and start pre-building some foundation, is we need to start getting stuff together to make ourselves some stuff so we can harvest the gas giant. And we see our research is already backlogged. It could be that I've gone through my purple cubes, or it could be I've gone through my green cubes, but either way it's backlogged. So where are we dragging this to? Our entire goal is to increase production for this end. God, this is so ugly. I love it, but it's ugly. Okay. So if we just delete all this real quick. Maybe. There we go. It's nice that it gives a little delete sound. Maybe it always did give a delete sound. Alright. Bloop. ULGY, you ain't got no alibi. No, really, you don't. And I know there are little tricks that I've seen other people start to post online about like being able to build half-height stuff. And don't get me wrong, those are impressive and definitely legitimate techniques because they're in the game right now, but I'm not going to mess with it because I fully expect those to get patched out. Okay. I'm one with the spaghetti's one with me. Okay, that's too tall. Okay. Can we? Yes, we can. Bullshit. Yes. Excellent. Alright, so we're going to try to run all this all the way over here. In 2D, Lucid's parallel rule works fine. And, until you get to a globe, every meridian that runs north-south of the planet all come together and intersect north-south pole, in spite of being parallel. No, that's a good way to look at it. And it's interesting too because it's not like the Greeks didn't know that the Earth was round. They had that math just like anything else. But see, it's getting messy here because things change. So you got to actually up the height here just a little bit. But let's not make it too messy. I kind of want to use this area. Alright, so all we're going to do is just run this to like right here. And we're going to hope for the best. And probably not get it. Because this should be able to run up to here and then... Oh, can't connect just yet. Oh, my designs are so terrible. Alright. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, I hate it when this happens. Game is like, nah, I know you're building one way, but we're going to make you run it the other way. How bad of a mistake did I make? I made a pretty bad mistake. Okay. It would be really nice if there was a way I could force stuff to go another way. But at least we know this is the height we want. So, sorry. Live stream is live. Mistakes will be made. Alright. But the direction you drag and build is the way it is going to flow. Which is fine. It's me telling the game exactly what to do. Yeah, we're gonna have to take this all the way, aren't we? Alright. It's fine. What? Oh, okay. It thinks I want to connect with that one. I really don't. Collides with another object. Oh, I get it. Okay. Okay, is this even? It's hard for me to tell. Okay, that's gonna be even. Yeah, I royally screwed that up. I am so sorry. Let's see if it'll all be worth it in the end. It is nice that as long as I hold on to the mouse button, it's not going to screw me too badly and just delete everything that's under my existence. Okay. Nope. Kind of have to finagle and keep the mouse off of stuff, though. Alright, wow, I ridiculously screwed that up. Nice. But at least I was consistent and screwed it up the whole way before I noticed it, so that's how you know it's real. Alright. There's no pro strats, no strutting, just me messing up. Which is part of the fun. And all we gotta do is take this down to the ground. Alright, so question of the day. This is all only going here to chip production. And you can see we're backed up on chips here again. So our next question becomes, are we going to be able to start getting through this stuff and start producing a bunch of quantum chips? So it looks like what's going on here is exactly what I predicted. First off, I need to make sure I didn't need to suddenly babysit everything. It looks like we don't have a bunch of stuff stuck in transit, so that's good. We do have purple cubes that are still trying. And how's my CPU's loadout on the purples here? Okay, so CPUs are still going a little bit slow here. But as this other stuff backs up, all this new production, because I have a lot of other productions going on, it's going to go to the purples here. But this is all about to get just destroyed. Because I'm going to be making... Let's see, we're going to need to make more crystals. We're going to need to make some more titanium glass. Because we need to fill in this area right here. So how many assemblers can I make? 4. Can I make more? I can make 2 more. And then we're going to need same old, same old. Need copper and iron. And it's really interesting. I do not have a backlog. That is fantastic. Like, we're still producing enough. Because it's going all the way through here. Oh, so we have copper over here that I can mine too. I always forget about that. It's not a bunch of copper. Well, it is a bunch of copper because there's 2 sets of copper here. Alright, once again, should probably be smelting some of these remnants. I am going to need some more steel because, like I said, I have 3 goals today. It's nice to have some kind of set out goals. Like some concrete class projects. Because I do want to end up getting this tech because it'll let me just kind of see what's the rest of the universe like. And it's really nice that I increase the speed of my research because that makes it a little more efficient, at least if I have the stuff available. So where's my copper backlog and iron backlog at? Here we go. How many more assemblers? 8. Sure. And now we're down on CPUs, which I can just pull those from the line. Which you see, I've tried to make a few little... I've made a few attempts at CPU things. Here's some storage boxes I don't need anymore. So I can use those somewhere else. I now have 6 fire ice things making graphene and hydrogen, and it's really interesting that it's like they're trying, but they're kind of getting backlogged too. So this game, the late game, appears to really be fighting against a crap ton of backlogs. But see, look, we are down on components here. So let's do the messy thing I said we were going to do real quick. Well, let's do it. Let's do it correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is a decent starting point. Because it's like my 3 things. I want to automate producing stuff to go to gas giants. I want to automate, I want to get my CPU production in a good spot. And I had another goal to come back to me, probably just super beat the game. Because my goal is to eventually just ramp up production so hard that I'm throwing a bunch of shuttles up all at once. Alright. Alright, this'll work. Might actually be able to just completely bypass doing any sorter and just do it like that. Nice. Alright. So we are down on copper again. Excellent. Which means I can just run the copper under this, because that's exactly why we have a bus. Let me go ahead and make some more smelters, because we are going to be hitting this copper really hard. Which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's like this is late game. I know what I need. The problem is that I need a lot of it. But this is also how theoretically we could build a Dyson sphere. We just need to take all the resources from all the planets and probably some other planets, and it looks like this game is exactly what you're going to be doing. So how is our... Okay, our silicon plate storage issue is kind of an issue. I wonder if... Okay, my plan was to go to another planet in a distant solar system and have that be some of my send-off. So I think that's still going to be my plan. Alright. So let's do it like this. Do it like this. It's not going to look the neatest, but it is going to work. That one almost didn't. But yeah, as research backs up, those CPUs are going to back up just fine, but when research is rolling, we're going to be good. So you're still not making stuff, you're still not making stuff, and once again, what I say the backlog was going to be... Like, you guys are trying. I just want to make sure that nobody's not grabbing anything from the line. Okay, so this means it's kind of like I predicted before. Let's get rid of the iron grab here. Oops. So like I said, we'd be fine on CPUs. All right. And you are now going to be this thing. We're just literally playing it by feel right now. I don't know if that's a sign of mastery or a sign of masochism. Alright. Uh-oh. Almost wasn't able to get the resources I needed. This misalignment's really working in my favor, though. Too far. There we go. Alright, hungry, hungry, hungry production line. Cool. But we got enough copper being made for the moment. The iron's kind of trying here. But see, we're not really losing out on it. We're just going to be a little bit backed up. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Looks like our CPU issue's solved for the moment. And how about over here? Eventually, these are going to catch up. Okay, so Now I need to build more assemblers. Well, who knew? Wonder where I can find CPUs. Once again, so many processors. You can just watch them fly off the line. Like there's 100 as if it's nothing. Cool. So what was I gonna build for these? Then we just need some more iron and some more other stuff. All right. I think we've got this under control for the time being. Okay, that's still got a reasonable amount there. So we're gonna need a little more than 6. All right. All right, where can I also get some iron from? I guess technically I could get iron from the mine. But yeah, I need to be working towards building up some other automation here pretty soon. Okay, how many more of these can I build? 7? That might be enough. We're actually short on graphene. That's hilarious. Alright. You know you're stressing your systems when graphene's a problem, but look at that. We have... So that's fascinating. To build the struts, it actually pulls out from the Dyson swarm and just pulls them back into there. So that must have been what was going on. Very neat to see from the ground level. Like you can see right there. There's another piece of frame. So fascinating to see how that works. Oh yeah, no, you can totally see it. It's just from the planet. It's right there. I made it way too big, but it means it's going to be really easy to see. So that's cool. I agree. Just the visuals of how this game plays out is just so satisfying. But let's see. We need to get some more crystal production, maybe. Like, we're still backed up on crystals here. Like, you guys are building. Alright, so what materials do we need for this here? We just need titanium glass and casimir crystal. And over here I have, online, titanium glass, this crap. Oh, we need to run graphene through here. We ran graphene through here. We need to run hydrogen through here, don't we? Yeah, we do. Oh boy. I knew I was forgetting something important. Alright. Hopefully the game doesn't get mad at me for trying to do this. The guy that didn't. Alright, so we're going to have a bunch of hydrogen from gas giants. I'm not too concerned about my output now. However, to do this better, since this is the titanium glass, this is gonna look ugly, but it's already ugly, so that's fine. Let's put these over here. And we'll power it up in just a little bit. Now you guys are going to dump here. We're going to run this garbage over here. Okay. So you guys are still short on glass. So where's my glass line running into? Those are all spitting out on that conveyor belt. Right. Yep, so plane filter for airplanes and filtering and stuff. Okay, we really just need to pick up some more stone. So there it is with the nighttime view. Alright, where's my stone miner? Is it still actually mining stone? That's copper. That's not what I'm looking for. Ugh. I just need a map for my own base. Oh wow, we're actually going all the way through here, so we're just gonna have to steal. Alright. And while I'm here, wrong button. We don't want those. We want some more of these. Because this is why we want to automate this process, is that we can start getting a lot more goodies. So, God, what was I building? This? Right, we can make 2. That's fine. That's all we'll really need anyway. Maybe. But yeah, I am very concerned about the fact that we are not producing a bunch of deuterium. And where's my backlog here? Is it just literally a lack of hydrogen? Is it that I'm not running hydrogen to 3 places? Like, this is not getting used at all. And these are just really hungry. Okay, you're done. You are now going to be getting some hydrogen. Remote demand. There we go. Really? Okay. Okay, I kinda want to just experiment and see what this does. Because if this ends up being an overwhelming amount... Alright, cool. That's really nice. As I was saying, if this ends up being an overwhelming amount, then that means that we can feed 2 of these. Alright. And then any excess can go in a liquid storage unit, which I can only build 1 of for some reason. Wow, I'm really lacking the raw materials for that. Okay. Alright, how much is it going to make for me to make another one of those particle accelerators? Yeah, it's not happening right now, but look at all this crap that's coming out now. Ooh, and we got an actual supply from the gas giant as well. So, suddenly this is looking up. And notice I'm not putting this in a storage tank. I want these to just build. So hopefully this is going to help with the green science. Alright. So how's this backflow going? Oh my gosh. We are actually short on CPUs. Awesome. It's exactly how I designed this to work like this. Okay. So we'll find the perfect balance here. Circuit board, please. Then put you down here to part 2. Did I not give you... Oh, you need more iron. Fascinating. Okay. Well, we can definitely do something about that. As soon as we move this garbage over. To like right here. I think one more. Ooh. Ooh, that was a sad move. Okay. We cannot put that there because of the stupid sorter. But we do need the sorter, so. Why not? Let's give one more iron on top of this. We're going to be feeding. We're going to be possibly feeding other lines with this. Alright. So iron plates. Iron plates. Once again, I have them sitting around everywhere on the planet. And you don't have power now. Great. There you go. If we're going to make me stick it right in the middle, then we'll just do it right in the middle. Cool, so we have a lot of CPUs. Looks like I can change one more of these to other production. So let's change you to circuit board real quick. Or we could do that. Shit. Okay. I think this is the balance we need. Alright, there's a math equation I could do for this, but we want to be consistently producing CPUs in a balanced fashion. And right now we're not using all these assemblers. We're getting a little closer on the math. And it's soon not going to matter, because right now we are backed up on CPUs. Which is pretty impressive that I went from crapping on CPUs to having all of them. Which I guess begs the question. Would I rather just link it over here so I can make my research over here go fast enough? It looks like it's going at a pretty steady pace. Especially now that everything's backed up and everything that's getting sent aside is going to be doing its own thing. Like, I'm not being bottlenecked by purple right now, I don't think. Maybe I am. We'll see in just a moment. Because I have all of my happy little research here. Okay, so we are being bottlenecked by purple. Okay, let's try it. The problem is that if I do it the other way, eventually it's green research, it's going to be hitting me, so... Let's see how fast this line disappears. That's the first question. Alright. Can I drag you guys through here? This looks so terrible. I mean, there's a way I could clean this up. So see, now this is backed up here. But now we've got this all too. So if I just back up everything, then we know the actual CPU production we'll need. Alright. So back to this. Look, so many building projects. It's all part of the logistics game. I got a comment on YouTube that cracked me up a little bit. That was just like, you know, it's really interesting how you can just see it being like, is this game just building? It's like, yeah, it is. That's not a bad thing, but it's definitely what it is. Oof. Man, this autosave is like wrecking me. And I think part of it is that my game file's getting bigger because my world's getting more complex. Okay, we're gonna play a game called How Much Can I Stress My Resources here in just a minute. Alright. Okay, I have no idea where I want to put the power station yet, so let's just try and make it as central as I can and hope that's kosher. Actually, that might have immediately been... Oh no, I can build it right next to there. Nice. So, what are we making? These things... And I've definitely got to babysit off-world and see if I'm gonna have problems. Oh, damn, do I need water too? No, I keep confusing it. Paint filter and titanium glass look so similar. You actually need titanium glass to make this, so that's part of my confusion. Yep. Knew that was going to be a problem. Fortunately, you don't destroy these things by having to reset them. You just have to reset them. Universe Exploration 4. Oh, that's a fun one. We're going to have some fun with that in just a minute. I have just unlocked the ability to see the resources in all the stars. So very exciting. Do you just have... Are you lacking hydrogen? Okay, it's trying to pull. Let's see how many of these I can drop down here before it becomes a problem. Let's try 3 more. Alright. Because pretty much, from talking to other people who've played this game and gotten a little farther than me, my big thing that I've got to do is just build more shit. So, look, we're putting some stress on the hydrogen now. That's great. That is so good to see. And we should be getting some local hydrogen before too long. But that's where we're going to need to catch up and start doing the gas thing. Although I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, oh crap, this is taking me longer than I thought. So we're going to try our best. So we're getting 500 in here right now, and all that's immediately getting sent. I think we need to increase our supply here. So that's a good sign. Oh, there it is again. And look, man, if I just land, it like comes up over the horizon and everything. It's just a actual massive structure. Alright. Actually, let's see, how's this building going? So we're still building all the like extra nodes and frames. But yeah, this thing is massive. I'm like I have another little planet that's just shooting laser beams. That's so great. Alright. So where do we want to pass this line back along? I think it's probably safest if we just go like this. Take a wide berth, because it doesn't take... We have a ton of these. If we do it like this... no. Could we not? Alright. Are you ready for this spaghetti? Apparently I wasn't. Wow. Alright. And that's where the building UI still gets a little confusing sometimes. Because you think you've appropriately linked onto a spot and you haven't. So, how's this going? Obviously we got a lot of quantum chips right now because we had a backlog. Alright, are we short on anything? We are short on hydrogen. Excellent. Well, I definitely have a solution for that. Like, you're not doing anything right now because you can't spit yourself out. Okay, so these are all doing their thing. We actually are trying to research this next. I'm not sure if that's really a viable plan right now with how much of the rest of the sphere we have, so I think I'm just going to research the other thing. Now, we do have a few things left at the end here, like planetary isosphere, ionization, other things, then we get actually to the end game. We could always increase our inventory capacity. That's actually really cheap. Let's do that. Let's do that before what we're researching. Alright, because more inventory is good. This stuff's still moving, but maybe the most important upgrade we've gotten in a while is now, while sitting here from our butts at home, is we have some things that are moving really fast. Some things that are moving really slow. I have a really bad feeling about that planet. So how many space warpers did I give myself? Ugh, okay, we got a bunch. Because I never know where the logistics stations are going to go wrong. You know, while we're here, let's at least check the home logistics station first to make sure it has... You don't need warpers because you're not doing anything out of system yet. You do need them. You really need them. Now once again, these puppies can only hold 50. So I'm glad I checked. Alright, so there's our beautiful space thing again. And once again, you can still see little laser shots getting fired. But let's visit one of our resource planets, especially to see if there's viable silicon to be dropped over there, because that would be nice to ship back. So, space travel. I did just unlock a tech that's going to let me look at a bunch of other stuff all around the world. So yeah, hope you're doing good tonight, this morning, Barrick. I'm really terrible at Curse of the Dead God that I played earlier, but it's fun. It's fun to be terrible sometimes. Like, at least in this game I can be terrible in it, but it's controlled at my own pace. You can see all the logistic ships I have just absolutely failed. Alright. So where's our planet? It's actually over here. Alright, but now we can actually make it so that... Ooh, I'm going real fast. You can actually stop your warp and practically park next to it, so that's nice. I did get some comments about that, but it's something I did see before. Now this planet, it's got 5 million silicon. Do we have any silicon near production that I already have going on? Not really. Maybe. Oh, we got 1 million silicon right there near a tower. And then we got... Ooh, good. So we got 2 million silicon pretty close. So let's see if I can actually build a miner. Oh, good. Okay. And we should still have some smelters. Yeah, definitely can't build any more of those because I'd have to pull stone out of the ground. But yeah, we have silicon real close to here. That's fantastic. So let's just go ahead and say silicon plates. Let's make sure I'm not doing this incorrectly. And then remote supply, local supply. Cool, that's what we want. So our first batch of interstellar resources. I like doing 2 miners because I'm dumb. Okay, that'll work. That's not what we want, that's what we want. So how can we make this more productive? So we have 3 smelters and not a lot of space. And I don't think I can build a 4th smelter. No, because I don't have stone. Alright, well, since this is intergalactic supply, we don't have to be super efficient. because it's not going to be delivered all the time on time. Just has to be delivered enough of the time. But look at us going to other stars to grab resources. It's just like the future. Okay. But more importantly, it gives us something to do here where we still have 50 things. For some reason, even though we are sending resources out from here, we're not using the space warpers here. Either that or we're using them from my handy dandy storage box. We are. So, hey, look, the plan worked. Maybe. I don't feel like tempting fate right here. So let's just put like 32 in. 29, and let's see if that box stays full or empty. Alright. And I do think I finally figured out how to put these straight in, so there we go. Alright, some more silicon blocks. And I know I did build kind of awkwardly all around the planet, but... And you have 0, so... Fascinating. I don't know what the balance is. Because I gave you a box of these too. So, I guess they are pulling from it, but... I'm not quite at automating these yet. This can be automated, right? I don't know. It can be made in assembler, it looks like. So, anyway. While I'm recharging, let's have some fun. I know we've been having fun this whole time, but now we can look at the resources and stars anywhere in the galaxy. Like if we look over here, that is a red giant, but notice red giant has a very low mass. It's just giant because it shed most of its stuff here. It has optical grade crystal versus this place over here, which has crude oil, Sagittarium, everything. Fire ice, very interesting. This white dwarf, now that's fascinating. It's a tiny star. It's a pretty old star, but it's had a lot of time to produce things. I have a feeling this is going to be very, very good to me once I deal with like later on developments in this game where they start having things like you have to deal with enemies, you have to try and tie down resources. But one thing that's really neat here as I'm going and looking through everything is that we have a lot of some things, but it looks like so far really rare resource, the unipolar magnet, is really only going to be at things like black holes. Or where's that neutron star we visited before? Yeah, but everything else is kind of like, it's the distribution's not uncommon. Like, with enough stars, you'll be able to find what you need. So, like, this neutron star has unipolar magnets, which are the basis for some good stuff. But, like, instead of 4 light years, now we can look 8 light years. So, if, like, I probably want to find a planet with the sulfuric acid ocean, we can do that. But everything else, like, we got some good planets. Like, this one has almost everything. And you'll notice that some of it we're not even using. But yeah, once again, logistic ships, those poor bastards. Yeah, Baton Kaitos has a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of good things here. But I'm not really sure if with the state of the game as it currently is, if how much benefit there is to researching being able to see all these other stars other than just not having to fly to all of them. Because if you just find a few stars, you're going to get the resources you need. Plus, if you look back in the fabrication menu here, like unipolar magnets will make me build particle containers in a cinch. And that's really good, because those things are very resource annoying. I wouldn't say intensive, but resource annoying. But none of these rare ores are like super required. But still, it's fascinating. So we have it. Let's go ahead and try to enact the next phase of what I was wanting to build as best I can. Because now, let's see, we have that gas giant. We're going to go visit our gas giant buddy first here, just to kind of go over the next part of the plan. And that next part of the plan is getting more deuterium out and more hydrogen out from those gas giants, as we just laugh at all the logistics vessels again. They're doing their best and doing a really bad job of it. Yeah, the Dyson Sphere is growing, but as I said before, once I can get everything like sufficiently pushing hard and automated, then I think I'm going to just call this save and be like, okay, I've learned a lot, but let's make something a little neater, a little prettier. Obviously, I'll still have the save on my computer because it's the first time playing this game, and there's all that fun with it. The sort of deeper question I have is, do I want to wait until they put out some more substantive updates for like changing up the game versus doing the very same thing again and again? Oh good, we can see it. No, that's just a star. Okay, so here's something I had to learn on my own, and I learned the hard way. This is a gas giant. Now, I've flown into this before and gotten stuck. Fortunately, that's not going to happen this time. But as you can see, sail mode is over. We do not have the means to land on this. But you can see on this map up here, we do have a little something. And that little something sitting on here is our resources collector. You can only plop these on the equator, which you can tell by looking at your longitude, latitude. I always mix up which it is, but because it's a gas giant, these things are big. So we can see it kind of come up over the horizon. Sorry for the dark stream. But, whoop, missed it. Anyway, how do we get to the ground of a gas giant? I don't know, but this thing is just constantly sucking up hydrogen, and you can see we're taking out the hydrogen about as fast as we can get in. It's taking in deuterium at a much slower rate, but this is our free way to get a lot of these things. Now, to build one of these, it takes an orbital collector. An orbital collector takes some stuff that is really annoying to build, so we're going to try to automate some of this process here using the resources that we have. So yeah, see, like, we need a lot of super magnetic rings. That's definitely something worth automating. I had it automated at one point and then I stopped, but those resources, we already have most all of them available. So here it is in the daytime. Good stuff. Let's see if we can get a family shot here. Yeah, it's a little hard with the gas giant haze. But yeah, a game about building megastructures in space. What's not to like? That sounds like a really good idea for changing your latitude that I'm going to forget. So how are we doing on production here? We are short on not hydrogen. Are we actually missing? Okay, if we can make more of these, I'm going to try dropping down 2 more. But I don't want to go too crazy because some of what other people pointed out in previous videos was right. My production was a little off balance. I was making too many crystals and not enough other stuff. So this is more of just a, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, then we are just gonna go ham with energy collectors here for gas giants. So that's going to be my last goal of this video here. We wanted to make a lot of CPUs. We made a lot of CPUs. It'd be really nice if I had like the 3rd grade sorter here, but I mean, automating some of this will let me automate some of making the sorter as well. But at least for the time being, it looks like we're not doing horrible. Could technically put a few more down here if I felt like I needed to. You can see eventually there's room for this to get backed up. How many things of this are we... Oh! Well, that's new. Okay. What are we short on now? Okay. We're short on you because we need more of these parts. And we were making these hand over fist. Like, I had a giant box of them before. Did I, like, cut off a supply chain at some point? Okay. Oh, no, you're missing silicon. You're not even reaching for the silicon. Okay, well, that's definitely fixable. Wow, all this time. Okay, well, we don't need these storage boxes here anymore. We can just connect this. We're going to use the slow paths, as annoying as that is. So this means our silicon demands are definitely going to be strained a little more. But we should have all these resources just fine. Alright. Like, those don't produce in a hurry, but that was literally the first thing I made when trying to build towards the end game. That may not have been the smartest move, but it was the move I did. So here's our CPU production now. We are still backlogged up here. We are not backlogged here. But we are short on glass still. What? Hello. That's not how I built that. Okay, well, early access is fun. So you guys, you have enough materials. You don't have enough materials. You don't. Okay, cute. And now we are low on hydrogen. Okay, here comes another hydrogen delivery. So I think we're just gonna have to deal with the ebb and flow of that for now. Yeah. Let's stick to the next project for a bit. Alright, so what do we want to automate here? I really want to automate making these, because electronic turbines are used in a few different things. If we look at this building, we need super magnetic rings. And do we have any coal around here? That would be really nice if we did. I don't think we do. So I do have a bunch of crap that I can run from stuff. Look, there it is on the map again. Cool. Oh, it seems like it's worth a screenshot. I can get the damn cursor out of the way. Alright. Sorry, it's just interesting here. Cool. Alright. Anyway. There are other ways we can make that work. Like if we go to, we could always crack some oil to make some of that stuff, which is a little annoying, but we could do it. But anyway, eyes on the prize. Supermagnetic ring. And this. Now we already have a lot of that resources down there, and I'm going to have to run it over here, and it's going to be awkward, but I can do it. But we need to automate this, which means we need to automate this, which means we need to automate this. Cool. Okay. So right now, that's copper, that's iron. So we need iron plates, iron rings. And we don't need to make these at like a breakneck pace. We just need to make them at a good enough pace. Okay, am I going to run out of this in like a hurry? Because if I am, whatever. I know other people like to make their stuff all flat and even, but it's not really my style. Let's just grab some stone so I can do this one more time. Okay, are we? Oh boy. You guys shouldn't be out of this. Alright, well, can't really fit another chemical plant in there right now. So these will just have to supply as much as they can while they can. We're just going to stick to the project for now, but we have enough of these. Alright. Well, our production's... We've definitely increased the production of chips, so that was one of the goals for today. Alright, stone. Gonna try and stay focused instead of troubleshooting everything under the sun. Because I can't save everything, but I can definitely do some things here. Alright. Okay, out of stone again. Cool. So how many fabricators do I have? 11? Cool. Huh. You're lacking power. Let's fix that. You know what? Instead of doing it that way, just move the stupid sorter. There we go. Now you have power. Superpower. And look at that. We got kind of a good balance on the pace. Everything's moving. We got a bunch of these things going. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Alright, so we're going to need... If we are just really running around and making this kind of our smelting station right now, and maybe that's our destiny. Did I just irresponsibly used all my stone. I guess we're just going to make that the smelting line. And everything will be just fine. Alright. Alright, how many more smelters do I need? Let's put one more iron smelter for now. Oops. You can tell I'm getting a little tired here, but I'm going to carry on. I want to try to get through some of this. Now the other thing I'm going to have to deal with here in just a minute, though, is that I actually do need to smelt some iron rings, some magnets, that's what they're called. And it'd be nice if I could pull it off there, but we're gonna Do this the lazy way. Okay, we don't need 3 right now, but we will need it, so... And we're gonna actually drag these down here. And see, look at this, we have our production line shift. I said this was coming. Okay, so everything magnets. I guess this is technically how we speedrun whatever this game's called. Dyson Sphere Program, okay. Okay. Some of the better advice I've gotten is don't be too afraid to like spread out your stuff. So I'm gonna go with the no fear plan here. Okay. And silicon. We don't have anything with titanium yet. That might change, but you can see right here we're on the longitudinal, latitudinal line. And things are about to get a little messy. Alright, so... if we're gonna make these, we need plates, rings, and a magnet. So if we move this kind of over here, that might be too far. You know what, screw it. Let's kind of just drop this in the middle. Okay. And look at that, we're not even getting a drop of silicon right now, which tells me that it's in transit, but I need to be getting some more over here. So remote demand, if I put some space warpers in here, you guys are gonna start going crazy to try and grab it from that other planet. Is it okay? I think it's okay. The problem is I want you guys to really be focused on deuterium, so maybe it's not the best. Alright. So we're going to be making our rings here, our gears here, and then you're going to feed into there. So, what's our next step? Supermagnetic ring. So we actually need to feed our magnets into these guys. Cool. Okay. I think I know how I want to do this, but it's going to be a little messy. Alright. Ugh. Let's ditch this plan. That was me working too late at night. All right. Okay. It's taking a little more brain processing power than I was hoping, but this is what happens when you guys, I guess, get to see me build from scratch. All right. Okay. So you're gonna build up your crap. So next is gonna be, we need 2 rings and 2 motors. And then the last part's gonna be that we just need regular old magnets. Oh god, this is so messy. I love it. Alright. Can you reach? Yes. And then you need some of the special magnets. And then the final step is going to be okay. I did kind of say I wanted to automate the turbines, because that's a foundational thing for making the reinforced thrusters. But I want to do that too. But this is, as janky as this is, I can do this setup twice. Or we can just run magnets over the river through the woods and make it work. But anyway, super magnets. So we need another assembler. And this assembler is going to eat everything. Okay, there's you. And you just need the regular magnets, right? And these. And graphene. Oh boy, well I have a ton of graphene. That ain't doing nothing. Let's get a little more of you. And maybe one more of you. So here's our main graphene lifeline right now. There are other ways to make graphene, but right now I'm going through some serious coal reserves. Alright. Let's try something dumb. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. That's marginally better. Can I run you all the way out of here? No, I didn't think so. Okay, that's really good info to have. So stacking sorters literally just stacks the sorters. I know that may sound obvious, but it wasn't to me. Okay, I really can't do this. Huh, okay. Let me just drop you onto here, please. There we go. Alright, how do we want to do this? I'm going to keep you at even level for the time being. Like, I will never escape how janky I've made this base. We've just got to embrace the jankiness. So the last thing I need is to drop that off over there, and then I can put those in a box. Okay. So I'm not too far. Shit. Okay, whatever. Look at all this beautiful water. It's going to get paved over eventually. Who did a bad job? I did a bad job. But eventually what's going to happen is these things are going to end up in a box. And if I can rearrange this so that I can build things twice, that'll be good. Just gotta let my little droney drones do their work. Pretty close to being done on research, so it looks like my research is kind of stabilized a little bit. Famous last words. But hey, at least I didn't make my whole bridge system the wrong direction. So it's so nice here, and I'm in the tropical zone, which is what it says in the minimap. Not exactly sure what that means. It's so interesting that you can see like whole planets up in the sky right there. Alright, let's see how bad of a stress this puts on my graphene. Hopefully not too bad. Like this coal is all still fairly intact. And we can use this to build other stuff later, so. Alright, what's next on the shopping list? Assemblers. Or accumulators. Okay, we need those. And iron plates. So I have a ton of these being made. And I actually have a crystal that I can import that'll let me do that, so I'm pretty sure I'm okay there. So as this gets automated, it's not going to be making them like hand over fist all at once, but they will get made. So the accumulators are going to take those, which just leaves the stupid ass thrusters, which are actually going to need these bad boys. Alright, so with this space that has been granted to us by my inability to manage magnet production, fix that real quick. Alright. I think all I need to do is I can just split off my iron resources and drop them over here. So I guess one thing I can take advantage of with this latitudinal shift, longitudinal shift, is actually separate these things out a little more. It'll be like that. And then because we're going to need to do it for the copper too, we'll just do it like that. Alright, cool. There's absolutely no way this could possibly go wrong. Except for maybe running into this real quick, but... Okay. So once again, these things are going to be constant production. Not a fast production, but a constant production. So what did I say we needed to automate these? We needed these little engines, which actually do require really just copper and iron, so we're in business. Well, copper, iron, and magnets. So let's move this down a little bit closer. I gotta kind of bullshit this, but that's fine. Alright. Inventory capacity 6, right on time. Okay, cool. So maybe instead of going stupid here... You can see, by the way, I accidentally did the bug that I was referring to before. I could actually delete this. I'll show it here real quick. I can actually delete this one more time, like this. And if I make a connected rail here... Well, not there. Here. Ah, fascinating. So I either didn't do it correctly... We'll just put you right here. Yeah, there we go. That's way shorter than it's supposed to be, but you can make those things to stack on top of each other. I kind of liked where beside the launch area it bugged out a little bit. Alright. So we're not going to worry too much about making this pretty because it's late. So you are going to be... So we have copper... What do we have building in here? Alright. So nobody needs regular magnets until this step. Okay, fascinating. Alright, well, we definitely need you to do this. We definitely need you to do something about like this. Maybe not that hard. All right. Ugh. Okay, so what do we have here? We're just gonna do it the sloppy way again. Sloppy is fun. Don't let anyone judge you just because you made a little mess. It's like I had to tell my daughter earlier today when she just dropped something and started freaking out. She's like, I broke it. I feel like I broke everything. So you're like, you know what? People break stuff all the time. What can you really do other than just pick yourself up and say, you know what? Whoops. I break stuff. Everybody breaks stuff. Hell, somebody made an album in the 90s called Break Stuff. It's not the end of the world. Alright, so what do? We have this whole structure again. It'll make a lot more sense in my mind eventually. So you need those magnets. Do I only have one assembler supplying magnets or two? Looks like I have two, which means for all this cute little bug exhibition that I said I wasn't going to show anyway, what I really need is for both of you guys to like just chill. Go to the bottom layer. See, sometimes you don't have to bug out. Except that is a problem. It's not gonna be able to reach from right there, so we gotta put you just a bit closer. What? Of course you can't do that. And then it won't let me bend right there. So yeah, some of this is just fighting the UI, which is just the name of the game. It's a little messy, but we'll make it work. Okay, before I commit to that, if we just do this, is this going to be overwhelmed? We'll see. This will be a backup plan. Because our next goal is going to be to spit these out like right here, which means we don't need that long of a line of little magnets. How fast do these build? 26 a minute versus 49, so we don't even need this. I don't think. Need to just put you up here. Take you out. And we're just going to keep it simple. gonna put you over here, put an assembler over here. Well, I want to check something first. Okay, so we can fit a line there because we're on our plane shift. Alright. And all this is going to be is making these thrusters, which has been the bane of one of my existences in late game for a while. So... and we're just going to drop these in a box when we're done. Like, this is this kind of stuff I should have been doing the whole game. So how do we get this here? First off, I have a crap ton of these. Like a ton. They're sitting in a box over here. And they're being sent over... Is this just to develop the plastic and that's it? Oh, good. Alright. More deuterium hungry stuff, but more importantly for me, let me just eat some trees real quick. Just so I can see this better. I don't have to run it nearly as far as I thought I did. Cool. Alright. Like, literally all of our shit's over here. Look at this. Look at our just national, like, highway of garbage. I love it. Alright. Maybe not that much, though, because we do eventually run out of room. Don't know if we need to drop it that low. Yeah, that should be okay. One thing you can do, you can push R to kind of move these around. That is something useful I picked up from watching somebody else play. So, whee! If you ever don't like where all this shit's going. So here's our line. All right. And just like that, let's look at how many we've already got. 100 in here. It looks like we're still running a little short on iron plates, but we're not doing too bad. Alright, so this is all connected, right? I'm very curious about what strain this puts on my production now, because these things are pretty resource intensive to build. Like, I have titanium for days. It just takes titanium and lead, but then it also takes sulfuric acid. And sulfuric acid seems to take coal. And I don't have coal coming on here at a good pace. Probably because this is going to a deadline. Oof. Oh wait, so sulfuric acid takes stone, doesn't it? Okay, well what's all this stone going over here for? Glass? Probably don't need that much glass now. Alright, do we have another sorter? Can I build another sorter? Just build two. And I can't believe it, but I'm actually about to automate some stuff that is going to make my game run a lot smoother. And it's the kind of thing that if I had just thought about, hey, I'll just take a few seconds just to do this. Okay, so that's going to help my sulfuric acid. And this is where finding an ocean with sulfuric acid will help save my production line a lot. Let's see, all this stuff is going to fade fast. And then I'll have to go back to just being like, get enough shit. I'm not even really using sulfuric acid for anything else right now. But once again, this is just an automated process. We're still making computer chips, right? We're still getting... Okay, we're still getting silicon from places. So that's good. We're officially making these, so... What do we need? We need 20 of those. We need 20 accumulators. So that's a lot, but... But if you just play the game and are able to do other stuff while all this stuff is building... Like, I remember one time when I was playing off-camera, I queued up a bunch of stuff, and then suddenly I saw that I had literally 30 minutes worth of building queued up for building stuff like this. That could have been going on while I was playing. And that's all just by making stuff here. While the Dyson Swarm's building, while I have a lava planet that you can actually see the lava cracks on it. That's hilarious. It's like a real busy working world, isn't it? It kinda is. Alright. Pretty neat. But anyway. So we need to make the accumulators. We have one of these available. Actually, only need some titanium to make some more, so... Why build one when you can build two for twice the price, right? One of the best lines in anything ever, so... We're short on chips. We know where our chips are. So I'm going to close out this stream, which has been going on for a pretty good amount of time. And I'm doing alright fatigue-wise, but I'm definitely going to close this out by dropping some stuff into orbit. So let's see. This, Alright, how many you don't need CPUs for this, so I can build one more of these, and then I need how many more CPUs? And I don't have to click like this. I can literally go to anywhere that I'm producing them. Like, if I have some sitting in a tower, I can drag them to myself, but I probably won't be lucky enough to see the storage demand in there. So we need 23 more. Let's just clean off the line. Alright. So there's CPUs. They're going to need a lot of this stuff, but I already automated building the particle container. So let's build two of these, and then I'm going to be short some materials, but that's fine. Because we came with extras, at least for the time being. I'm not going to have extras for some of the stuff for long. I'm going to need to find a new means to fix it. But you can tell we're like, it's one thing that's really neat. I'm saying neat a lot. You can tell how tired I am. One thing that's nice to see as I play this some more is you can tell I've grown just by where my base started versus where it is now. Gotta babysit the oil containers. It's like we're literally destroying refined oil, but I have no use for it. And the hydrogen must flow. Alright, what am I looking for? Not those things. Although it looks like we're getting a little bit of a CPU shortfall in some areas. We're just gonna have to live with that for now. I can always increase the production for CPUs onto other stuff via like these. I used to have backups for these. In fact, I thought I had a box of them. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm not gonna miss this. It's like, just pave over the damn stuff. Like, if I could just have all my boxes of shit in one area, like, this has been making the whole game. These make slow as hell, but I've just been making them. That's the thing. Alright, so we have how many of these? 6 of these? Holy cow. Look at how far I've built up here. So now we need to make accumulators. And I do have 200 of those crystals. I'm gonna need some more iron plates, because we're making a lot of those. Now the one thing about the accumulators is that they're gonna have to be fully charged. So I don't make the rules. That's just how they're gonna have to be. So I can make 23 of these right now. Let's start with 20. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be a little short on iron plates right now. So we'll have to grab some from somewhere. Maybe like right here. Okay, now where can we set our accumulators just to charge? Because they're going to have to charge on our power grid. Alright. I was going to say, this construction site seems like a pretty good spot. But I don't know if I can fit 20 of these. Maybe I can. Okay. Okay. I really feel like I'm struggling to count here, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Question is that are you all gathering power? 0, 0, 0, 0. I am, if memory serves correctly, these need to be in the sun. So, you know, it may actually say in the description here, power storage facility, when the electricity of the power grid is in surplus, it will automatically store the excess power. When the power supply is insufficient, it will automatically supply. So, I have a feeling we have a power problem. We kinda do. Yeah, it looks like we have a power problem. So that's fun. This is as good a time as any to realize that. Alright, well I have an answer for that, for sure. Even though we have the Dyson Sphere doing its thing, my backup plan is already in action, so this is a good way to cap it and see how stuff over here is doing. You know what? How many space warpers do I have? I only have 3. But I have some more in my inventory. Ooh, I need to eat some snacks too. All right, you know what? That's a long ways away. So 2.9 876. Nice. That's living a life of luxury now. Warp speed in system. Alright, so we have so much old stuff here. And it's hilarious because I was like, what am I even here for? Alright, that should be more than enough for my purposes. I do need to kind of get on the ball with starting to use the Dyson Sphere for power. But I want to see how my chips are doing. we out of something? Uh-oh. No wonder we're not getting any more. We're out of copper. Remote demand. So I have no remote supply right now. Okay, well. Since I don't really feel like carrying around all this, we'll just drop this off. And remember, after this video, that I need to get some more copper in there. Alright. So, do we want to be lazy again? No, you know what? Let's just fly. Let's just get a little bit closer here. It's not going to add too much time. It gives me a chance to take a drink. No idea if you could just hear water guzzling out of that, but once again, you can see my Dyson sphere is trying to form, but we're also using all of these little pew-pew shots to go after and form the frame here. So I kind of want to take a look at that real quick before we end this. But yeah, the back side of this is apparently really bright. And we can totally see this garbage from space. It does make me wonder if it's going to be like an eclipse where things just feel a bit cooler for the time being while these solar panels are up in front. But yeah, here it is in space. Hello? And then, completely defying the laws of physics, we are going to conserve all of our momentum while turning this way. Nice thing about that little field trip, though, is that I get to definitely... what's the word I'm looking for? Let my automated processes automate. Okay, ooh, got pulled by all the gravities. Alright. So I need to set a logistics station to local supply export copper. I'll do that later. Because we need our accumulators to be able to properly accumulate. Which means we're laying down some power. Alright. Now we want to be doing this as close to the equator as we can. So technically I should be like up here doing that. Like, we have copper to spare. At least enough to send across system. So, but that's something I can fix later. Like I said, I have some concrete goals, and I'm actually really impressed with myself that maybe slightly longer than I meant to, but I'll be able to meet those goals. Yeah, how much? 502 megawatt generation capacity. Let's just say that these solar panels are gonna be falling behind. But unfortunately, my power structure, as it stands right now, is not really set up to have a bunch of accumulators, so we're just going to play fast and dirty. Baby, I got your money, I guess. Okay, and spamming these is a little silly, but we have the drones for it. How's our power doing? Real-time battery data. So our batteries were full for a bit. And then they discharged. Okay, let me fix this up. And once again, all I'm doing here is just filling these up because those are making hydrogen. Let's see, we're getting some reasonable launches into space now. Ooh, I really slowed down. What are we at? 1,238, so we have jumped that quite a bit. Okay, the accumulators are trying their best to accumulate. So I gotta take them once they're full. Okay, so we're almost there. A few more solar panels should do it. Like I said, it's a little silly going for solar panels when I have so many other methods of electricity generation, but you know, nothing beats harnessing the power of a star the good old-fashioned way, right? I mean, other than like building a Dyson sphere and stuff. But yeah, it's good to know that eventually this whole spamming process does wear out its welcome. So I'll clean up this process off camera. Wow, they're not full. Okay. I kind of want to try setting these somewhere else because I have a feeling this factory area is too high of a power draw. Because I definitely did not do it somewhere production heavy like that before. Actually did it over here, which is also a little production heavy. Maybe if I just like do it over in these open happy little fields next to these open happy little things. So unfortunately, if they're not full, they're empty. Oh, gross. Okay. So we have battery problems. That's hilarious. All right. Cannot shake this cough. All right, to build this, what do we need? Some stuff we've already built and some stuff we haven't. Cool. What do I need for this again? Could always grab some of those crystals where I can just make it circuit boards myself. Because I guess if the game wants us to get an accumulator and I'm getting my clock's running out here. But problem solving is fun. Alright. Oh gosh. Don't forget the stupid stone box down here. I know I always do. So how many of these can I make? 25? How many of these do I need is the question. Okay, so 10's enough. Cool. Alright, and then isn't it nice? We have 90 seconds there for this. We've already automated some of the other stuff. So how many of these do we have now? Wow. It's a good pace. That's a really good pace. And then CPUs are just going to be CPUs. Not a lot I can do about that other than steal them. But it does look like I need to make more, so... I guess technically... Let's grab them from here. It's the clicky game. You can see the little cubes go away. It's like Dyson Sphere Clicker. I don't think I need 30. Alright, one of these. So we're going to need some more silicon and some more glass. Cool. I got silicon here. Alright. How's my power doing? So our batteries were accumulated at if I was just there at the right time of day. Okay. 2 of those should be enough. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. This is generating Dyson Sphere status 76.2 megawatts. Total requested power and the total generation performance of the Dyson Sphere. So I can be building a lot more of these. I don't really want to be building these on the equator though. I want to be building these at the poles. Which means I should probably fly towards the poles. Unfortunately, because my planet is has a little bit of an axial tilt, sometimes these guys are not going to be like doing their best. This is where I had my original setup for my little pew-pew guns until I realized the axial tilt will cause a problem. So let's see if we got 5 of these here. Surely our power generation is going to outpace stuff now. Yeah, there we go. Now they just need continuous receiving to increase efficiency, but... it's a start. So look at that, so beautiful, just building all those things up. And now I gotta remember where I put the stupid accumulators. Alright, see, here's my other one. But if you put these on the equator, they don't get daylight all day. Here you guys are. And you guys are full, so let's delete you now while I can. Interesting that the battery status didn't say anything, but accumulator full is totally different than accumulator empty. Look, we can build one. And then if we want to build more of these, probably need more other materials, but for the sake of proof of concept, we're probably not going to sit around and wait for more of these things to build. I gotta let automated processes happen. Like, we have a bunch of these, which is excellent. We have some of these, which is good. But yeah, it's gonna be a while before I can get 50 of those. But I will get them, is the point. So if we fly back out here, look at that. It's just... it's building. It's gonna make a crap ton of power. I was about to say, where's my gas giant? There's my gas giant. So I could line everything up if I wanted to, but I don't have to. I know there's people out there that will put like everything on a line here, but let's build this in the sunlight if we can. If we can. Alright, so this can only be built on the equator, but if you notice those coordinates, they move at a much different pace. So we're actually pretty close to our first one, which is fine. So we can build one more orbital collector. Guess we're not going to outrun the sun, but we can only build it on the equator. It's too close to another logistics station. We can build it right here. And that's it. It runs on its own power, even though it needs a bunch of fuel accumulators. That's to get it started. It just runs the rest of the way by having drinking hydrogen. But you can see it's just working right away. So once again, the pace for this is pretty low for the deuterium, but it will catch up eventually. But the idea is that we'll be able to, as we're just going to see the sunrise here, that's fine. It's as good a time to sign off as any. But the idea is that we are going to have ourselves a lot of resources collected passively as time goes on, so that's a good one. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the shot I want, but it's a good idea. Alright. But I think that's about going to do it for this one. I have, like I said, it's just going to take more time, but it's already late my time. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. This is Dyson Sphere Program, and I have a lot more in mind for just things that I gotta do for this, but I think the next stream's going to be more about what other logistical concepts come up. So, Barrett, good to see you. Those of you watching on YouTube, I'm very impressed with y'all's ability to stick around, and I'm glad people are just as captured by this game as I am, because it's just so pretty, so damn pretty. But that's it for now. It's time for bed, and you all have a good rest of the day. Take care.